sometimes like maybe you can think, well, what's the big deal about that? Because it's like, why does a man have to be told to love me? And why does a woman have to be told to respect me? That's because that's the most difficult thing it is for either side to do. It's not easy for a woman to just respect you. And it's not easy, ladies, for a man to just love you unconditionally. You say, but I'm adorable. How could he not love me? But hopefully even what I just said to you gives you a clue as to why men are commanded to love and women are commanded to respect. It has, because both of you can feel like they need to earn it. And so the Christ-likeness in the command for both is you have to learn to do it when the person doesn't deserve it. And that's what's really difficult. When they don't deserve it. Wow. We talked about the man being the head of the house, the head of the family, which means to be the leader, to set the example. And so for men to think of it as not the boss, it means be the first to. The first to give, the first to love. That answers their questions. Well, who's going to go first between the love and the respect? Well, since we're the head, and head means to go first, that means husbands love first. Again, you mean to tell me I got to jump in first? Yeah, you got to jump in first. And one of the things, this is kind of a side note, but I've noticed maybe the last 10 years, a lot of our spiritual daughters have been complaining to us about how men today won't make the first move. And what's up with that? You're always getting that question. Mom, Dad, what's up with men not making the first move today? You know, everything from the first to ask you out on a date to asking to marry you. How come men won't make the first move? And it's because a lot of men really have an issue within themselves, internally, insecurities, all kinds of things with going first. Yep. And so there's a lot of men that are waiting for the women to make the first move. I'm not going to tell you how I feel till you tell me how you feel. Well, no, guys, it ain't going to work that way. Because if you start off with her going first, believe me, you starting off things the way it's going to be. And believe me, she does not prefer to go first. Most women don't prefer to go first. Even the one who's saying, I'm a strong black woman. No, most of them still don't prefer to go first. They really don't. Many have been forced to because men wouldn't just step up and go first. And of course, we live in a world today. My wife pointed that out while we were talking about a little bit of our history. There was times when I wasn't working, having a difficult time, trying to get employment and all that kind of things. And so those were the times where she understood my lack of income or lack of having been able to take care of things wasn't because I wasn't trying. Because she still saw me, still the first to get up, the first to get out and go look for a job. In other words, still trying to lead by setting the example. That's really what it means to go first. You're just setting the example, even when things go wrong. Guys, we set the example for, okay, babe, even when things ain't going right, then I'm going to keep trying. I'm going to keep trying. She's not looking for you to always try to, make everything happen, but she still wants to see you trying and be the first to try. But like I was about to say, if she has to start going first right from the beginning of the relationship, you've just cued her in on how this relationship is going to be. Oh, so I always have to make the first move. And then you're going to feel disrespected, men, later on when she starts making the first move after you finally gain enough confidence to start making moves. But by then, she's in the habit of having to go first. Now, you're feeling disrespected and like she's trying to run this. Well, you made her go first from the beginning. She had to be the first one to say how she felt, that she liked you. She was the first one to say, let's go out. The first one to say, let's take this relationship to a new level. The first one to say, let's get married. The first one, so she gonna keep going first. Now, well, she running this. Well, right from day one, you made her make the first move because she had to be the first one to say, I really like you and I'd like to go out. Hope that gives some insight, brothers. Am I right, ladies? I see smiles. So make the first move, because it's setting a precedence for your relationship for the future, that you'll make the first move. You're going to be the first to give, first to love, first to sacrifice, first to pray, first to try, first to commit, first to apologize. I added some more. Be the first one to ask for help. Said, that's leadership? Yes, that's leadership. Be the first to ask for help. That's why they get upset with us. Why don't you ask for directions? Stop the car and ask. Well, of course, now we got GPS, so we don't have to stop the car and ask. Now we can ask the machine. But I still don't want to ask the machine. I'm a man and I must conquer. Keep the GPS off. I'll find it myself. And so, ladies, that word submit or subject, boy, that's been a cuss word over the last few years. Submit, subject. But to put it in perspective, the word really means, the definition means to follow your husband's lead. As he's giving, as he's loving, as he's sacrificing, as he's praying, as he's trying, as he's committing. And when he does ask for help, provide it. Yep. Don't sit back and wait for him to fail. Sit back and just withhold all of this help and information and wisdom and ability that you have because you're mad at him now. Which I understand can be very easy. Ladies, when you clearly know what we should do and he asks you and you withhold it, you say, I don't know. I don't know. Go on, do what you want to do. I don't know. And see, you're not being helpful because he really is asking. And then when it all fails, and then you don't say, I told you so. You just go, But all in all, you knew you had the answer and he asked you for the answer. He asked you for help. So that's not being submitting. Another word for submitting, for instance, there are times when someone can be teaching like I am now, and I will say something like, I submit to you this way of looking at it. That's what it means to submit, ladies. I'm offering to you, my husband, my leader, here's another way to look at it. I'm submitting to you this idea. You can do whatever you want with it, but I'm not going to withhold. If this all falls apart and we fail, it's not going to be because I didn't at least give you an idea, an alternative, an answer. Hopefully this helps to take the bitter taste out of the word submit out of your mouth when you see just how powerful a word it is.